Hi everyone, these are the important questions. Do I need to go for chemotherapy? How many sessions of chemotherapy do I need? What about immunotherapy? What about surgery? What about CT scans? Well, join us on our Simply Healed program every Thursday nights at 7:30 p.m. Singapore, Hong Kong, and Philippine time. Our sessions are interactive, featuring a live Q&A with experts and doctors who will answer your questions in real time. You can type in your questions and get immediate, personalized responses. This is your chance to take control of your health. So take advantage of this informative and supportive experience. Visit our Facebook page and message us on Messenger to find out more. See you there this Thursday.
Tapos, in-advise na lang kami, linis, at 7 days na gamutan ng antibiotic. After na 7 days, lumala lalo. Yung pinaka pamamaga niya, lumaki lalo. So, sabi ko, ay, na-infect na to. Nilala ko sa emergency room. Ayun, doon nalaman lahat. Mababa pala hemoglobin, mataas masyado yung sugar, yung diabetes niya, talagang, marami ng komplikasyon.
Ano po yung plans ng doktor niya?
Na-refer siya sa ortho. Ang plano sa kanya ay putulin. VKA or the below the knee amputation. Hesitant din kami pumirma ng consent. Then later on, ni-refer naman siya sa plastic surgeon. Nagsabi naman sa amin na maganda pa circulation. Might as well na tulungan na lang natin yung paa, linisin, wound dressing for twice a day, then debridement as needed, religiously. So, yun ginawa namin. Twice a day kami naglilinis, tulungan kami ng husband niya, hanggang ang nangyari, gumanda, pero andun pa rin yung plan na putulin. Hanggang makita na gumaganda na, ayun, hindi na naulit yung plan nila na maputol yung paa.
Kasabay po ba nun may mga tinitake pa siyang gamot?
Bukod doon sa antibiotics, bukod sa mga gamot na binigay ng doktor sa ospital, may tinake din siya na alternative medicine, yung PPARs. May kamahalan. So, sinugal ko para, kasi kailangan kung di mo isusugal yun, baka maputulan talaga. Kasi kahit naglilinis kami ng paa, tapos nagdidibri, pero parang slow yung healing process niya. So, I tried na painumin siya at 10 tablets at AM and 10 at lunch and then 10 at the evening. And the soft gel, twice a day also. So, religiously binibigay ko yun sa kanya. Ang dati kasi dahil nag-peak yung WBC niya, medyo nag-septic siya. Sa mga nakakaalam, sabihin yung infection kumalat na sa buong katawan. Kaya nagkaroon ng problema yung kaisipan na nawala sa wisyo. Dramatically, yun yung maganda doon. Dramatically, after 1 to 2 days, parang nakitaan ko siya ng improvement. Doon, nakita namin na sa help ng antibiotic and together with PPARs, sabi ko, maganda yung kinalabasan. So, why not continue? Hanggang nakita ko rin na gumaganda yung healing process. Tapos yung WBC, nag-dramatically from 46. Imagine, 46, dramatically bumaba siya ng 39, 33, 27, 19, 15, and then 11, 9, 7. So, nakikita mo talaga yung changes na nagawa ng gamot na yun. So, yung support ng family ay mahalaga sa recover ng pasyente. So, una, yun yung talaga nakikita ko, yung support system. Then secondly, syempre, with the help of the advanced technology, like yung mga ini-introduce ng mga gamot, hindi ko pwedeng alisin yun sa scene, sa scenario. So, ako kasi, dahil nga nasa medical field ako, medyo alam ko yung mga ganyang mga alternative medicine and evidence-based ako. So, sa PPARs, sabi ko nga, maganda yung result. Ito walang harong biro to. It's not joke. Yung mo na ako binayaran eh. So it's no joke. Talagang maganda yung yung nangyari sa kapatid ko, yung lalo na yung wound healing. Yun yung nakikita ko yung wound healing talaga. Nag-granulate siya, gumanda yung circulation, nabuo ng laman, okay? Nagkalaman yung mga paa niya na dating wala. Makikita niyo naman sa picture, di ba? Dating wala, nagkaroon ng laman. So, na-prevent natin yung pagputol. I can say na effective. Okay, effective yung PPARs.
Ano yung ma-advise nyo sa mga patients na same case sa sister ninyo?
Okay. So, I advise them to try. Then, kagaya ko, gusto ko may ebidensya na experience ng on hand ng ate ko. So, ganun din yung papayo ko. Try to experience yung healing, try to take the medicine religiously ha. Despite medyo may konting kamahalan, but then kung titingnan mo naman yung long term na gamutan, mas mahal yun. Tsaka hospitalization. At yung syempre, yung recovery. Yun yung maganda doon eh. Yung recovery, mapabilis. So, try ninyo. Hello, I'm Joel Elcano. My sister, diabetic since way back 10 years up to now. Because of SimplyNature, hindi niya na kailangan mag-amputate. Yung recovery niya, yung unti-unti, nagkaroon ng maganda, nagkalaman yung kanyang mga paa. Still recovering, yet nakikita ko yung magandang bunga. And that is because of SimplyNature, PPARs. And I trust SimplyNature.
We're always with you from start to finish.
Hi everyone, Shyan here. I'm very excited to announce our very first face-to-face in-person meeting for 2025. Freedom from Cancer. We will be exploring the latest strategies on fighting cancer, and there will be a live panel with the leading experts. You're going to have exclusive access to get straight answers to your cancer questions. On the panel will be myself to answer any questions you may have about the SimplyNature PPAR protocol. We have Dr. Jimmy Katapia, one of the top surgeons in Metro Manila, who will answer all your questions about surgery. Last but certainly not least is Dr. Johnson Kalalan, the top specialist in supporting cancer treatments. All three of us will be there answering your questions together. So no more confusion, no more conflicting answers. You will get clarity on June 7th, Saturday, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. SMX Aura.
Hi, everyone. Good day and welcome to another episode of Simply Nature Answers. We're thrilled to have you with us today for this exciting wellness series where we'll provide worthy insights and answers to the pressing health-related questions. We are an international distributor of food supplements derived from a unique strain of microalgae known as PPARs, which has been tried, tested, and certified proven to support not only cancer treatment, but also enhance general health and reverse metabolic syndromes like hypertension, diabetes, and high cholesterol. So if you've been curious about how SimplyNature PPAR's products can make a difference, in your health journeys, you're in the right place. I'm Sheila, and I'm your host for this afternoon. We're really excited because today's SNA topic is entitled Stress Less, Live More. Chronic stress has been linked to a range of health problems, including heart disease, diabetes, digestive disorders, and even weakened immune function. Research also suggests that prolonged stress may contribute to the development and progression of certain types of cancer. When the body is constantly in fight or flight mode, it creates an environment where inflammation can thrive, a known factor in many chronic illnesses. But the good news is, by learning to manage stress, we empower our bodies to heal and strengthen from within. Simple, consistent practices like mindfulness, rest, and nourishing connections can significantly lower stress levels and boost overall health. Stress less, live more isn't just a slogan. It's a powerful path to a lifelong wellness and vitality. Now, throughout the webinar, please feel free to send in your questions by dropping it on the comment section, because we'll be answering as much as we can during the AMA or Ask Me Anything portion at the end. So don't hesitate to engage with us. I'd like first to introduce our health experts for today. First off, she is our resident pharmacist and one of our dearest client service officers here in Simply Nature. I'm sure you all know her, Ms. Janelle Macanjola. Now, next is a successful entrepreneur and seasoned international speaker on a wide range of topics, from personal success to healthcare, and the CEO and founding director of Simply Nature International, and a passionate advocate of integrative health solutions, Mr. Shyan Lim. Let us all watch this.
Hi everyone, I'm Shyan and welcome to another episode of our program. Today we're going to talk about stress, okay, and how stress relates to cancer. I think this is a topic everybody is familiar with. So the goal of today's discussion is just to clarify your understanding, and maybe there'll be one or two aspects of stress that you didn't realize that we will cover today, all right? And then we will move on to our Ask Me Anything segment, where you can ask specific questions about any illness you may have, especially when it comes to cancer. Now, we know stress can help make you lead to headache, poor sleep, and it will affect your health. Many people may not realize is that actual chronic stress, that means a constant level of stress, will actually weaken your body's immune system. Okay? And it opens the door to serious illnesses like cancer. I say this from first-hand experience. When I first graduated from college, I spent some time working at a very stressful environment, right? So can you imagine and this is actually in the finance world. It's very, very stressful, okay? It's not a coincidence. On just a floor of maybe 25 people, there are like 2 cancer patients. And these cancer patients are under the age of 55, so they are in their 40s. I have personally seen how stress and cancer are related. Stress is not just in your head. Okay, so many times when we think about stress, we think it's a mental thing. No, it may be a mental thing, but actually it has a very strong physical manifestation, right? When you're stressed emotionally and when you're stressed physically. So emotionally is when your boss is yelling at you. Or you're trying to rush a deadline and you can't make the deadline. So it's very emotional, right? The other type of stress is, I don't know whether you know this, if you have anybody, friends or family members who are accountants. During the tax season, accountants, especially the junior accountants, actually sleep in the office, sleep on the floor, sleep on the table. They have so much work that they cannot go home. They are physically stressed. You're not sleeping properly, you're working 20 hours, you don't have enough sleep. So that stress is not a mental thing, my boss is yelling at me. That stress is actually a physical stress. Now, regardless of whether it's physical or emotional, stress actually causes your body to go into a defensive survival mode. And the body actually releases special hormones to help you deal with it, right? These are cortisols and adrenaline. They are like super boosters, right? To let your body go beyond. It's like turbocharge your body. But as you know, you can't go on turbocharge mode for a long time. It's meant for a short burst of performance. Diba? For all the Filipinos that are watching the program, it's like Manny Pacquiao, right? He trained so hard, but in a fight, it's just that moment where suddenly he unleashes a flurry of punches. You don't see Manny Pacquiao fighting like that throughout the match. He waits for the right opportunity. Then in that short burst, he explodes, right? Now, stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline gives you the ability to explode. But if you're exploding every day, 24 hours, 7 days a week, you are going to explode. Okay, you can't maintain that level of performance. So that's what chronic stress does. It suppresses your immune system. It increases inflammation. It disrupts hormonal balance. Why? Because you're in turbo mode, so you're not in the normal balance of your hormones. Why does it increase inflammation in your body? Very simple. You know what inflammation is, right? Inflammation is sending a lot of blood to that area, a lot of nutrients to the area. So you can understand, if you're going to go in turbo mode, you need extra nutrients, extra blood, right? So actually your body is in an extra mode. Okay? Why does it suppress immune system? You will be thinking, I have an immune system. If I'm in turbo mode, shouldn't my immune system be strengthened? Yes and no. Okay. Immune system is to handle injury, right? Is to fight off, is to give a reaction. For example, when your body is trying to fight off allergies, right? You will actually see, you feel itchy and things like that. So how does stress actually sometimes cause your immune system to be compromised? Number one, your body is very stressed out. It goes on overload for too long. It's weak. All right, you're overusing the system. Other times, immune systems get suppressed. All right, why does stress suppress your immune system? Very simple. If you are running very hard, your body is telling you, we got to stop or else the muscle is going to tear. So that's like a defensive mechanism. But because the stress tells your body, if you stop running, the tiger is going to eat you. So better that you tear your muscle than to be eaten by the tiger. So guess what? Your body will suppress. It will cause you to ignore the warning signs. Okay? So this is where stress becomes very negative. It allows your body to destroy your body and you won't feel it. Why? Because it thinks you are in crisis mode. So it blocks out the pain. It blocks out all your warning systems just so that you can meet the immediate challenge ahead of you. This is from our days when we still had to run away from tigers, right? So these are very real things that we need to survive. But today, our stress comes from self-inflicted. We are trying to meet a deadline. It's not like a tiger is really chasing after us. But our body doesn't know the difference. So it's going to damage your body, weaken your defense system. And that will cause you to fall into illness. All right? Next, your mind and your immune system are deeply connected. Okay, so emotions are very, very important. So if you feel depressed, if you are discouraged, all these will lead to illnesses like cancer. In fact, one of the common reasons for people who get cancer is actually unforgiveness. Okay? So forgiveness is not just a noble thing. You need to forgive so that you don't carry. So why is forgiveness important? Is because without forgiveness, if you don't forgive others, you carry the hurt. Right? And it becomes a burden on your emotional, mental health. Right? Now, if you don't receive forgiveness, you also carry the guilt. And the guilt is also a burden. So it's both important to be able to give forgiveness and also important for you to apologize so you can receive forgiveness. If not, that burden is going to stress your mental health, and your mental health will actually manifest physically. Okay? Now, what are steps that you can take to also help replenish your mental strength? Sleep is very important. Learn some breathing techniques. Prayer. Okay? Going to Mass. Right? Going to Sunday service. Okay? All these are important parts where you actually refresh yourself. How many of you know when you're so stressed, when you're feeling depressed, when you go to your place of worship, be it a synagogue, be it a Catholic cathedral, or even a born-again church, when you're worshiping, when you're praying, you know what, you just feel lighter. You may end up tearing, right? Why? Your emotions are being regulated. Right? Going for walks in nature also helps. So these are things you can do, but there are also things that you can do by eating, okay? I'm not saying eating your comfort food, okay? Not taking the milkshake and ice cream and potato chips. That is a lie. Mentally, you feel stress relief, but unfortunately, you're adding physical stress to your body because these junk food or comfort food, yes, you achieve the mental, feel good feeling, but you're also adding physical stress because you're putting in things that actually stress your body. It's unhealthy for you. So what you want to do is be able to relieve it mentally and also be good for you physically. So combine your prayer and walks in nature with things like SimplyNature Pipa protocols, like our tablets, right? Because they will actually help regulate things like your gut health, and that will affect your serotonin levels, and that is the chemical that actually makes your brain relax and feel good. So it's a combination of physical and emotional and mental, right? So at SimplyNature, we not only want to support your body by nutrition, with understanding, I want to let you know today, it can actually directly support your mental well-being as well. So eating plant-based foods is not just about, oh, natural, I get my amino acids, I get my vitamin C, my phytonutrients. No, plant-based solutions actually help with your mental health as well. And how that works is actually through your gut health, okay? Before we go to our AMA, the last thing I want to talk about is healing happens in safety. We want to get out of stressful situations because at stressful situations, the body is not in a healing state. The body is in a state where it is willing to sacrifice your health because a tiger is chasing you. Okay? So that's why when you're in a stressful state, your body is not going to heal. It's in a state where it's willing to sacrifice the arm, sacrifice the liver, sacrifice the kidney, as long as you can live. Okay? So once you are out of the crisis, then your body moves into a state of security. That's when your body heals. So I think that last bit of information might be the key to help you understand why you need to learn to relax, why you need to learn to de-stress. Okay? Because when your body is in stressful mode, it is not in healing mode. It is in fighting mode. It's going to say, even though the knife just cut my arm, I'm going to ignore that because I'm in the middle of a fight. I cannot lose this fight, right? So the body is not going to try to heal itself. It will put every energy it has to fighting the battle. And that is why your body is full of cortisol, adrenaline that will allow you to keep going even though you are beyond your limits. So when does the body heal? It only heals when you are in a safety mode. Okay? When you're well rested, when you're not stressed, that's when the body says it is safe enough now to put down our defenses and concentrate all the energy and nutrients in our body to repair and not to fight. So I hope that last statement will give you a new understanding about how stress works in your life and how important it is for you to de-stress. And without further ado, let's move into our Ask Me Anything segment, and we'll answer all your medical questions that you may have.
And once again, I am so sure that you have learned so much from that discussion and has got you more curious about PPARs. So let's not keep you waiting, because good news, we are now in the AMA or Ask Me Anything portion. To answer your questions, let me call on our experts for this afternoon. First of our resident pharmacist and one of our caring client service officers here in SimplyNature, Miss Jenny Lim, and our CEO and founding director of SimplyNature International, Mr. Shyan Lim. Hi, Sir Shyan. Hi, Ms. Jen.
Hello, I think you called Jennifer, is it?
Hi,
all
Ms.
right,
Jen. Hi, Sir Shyan. Now, I have here a question thrown to us privately by one of our viewers today. Are you ready
Okay.
for the question?
Yeah, let's go.
All right. Well, she's actually curious about the two kinds of tablets that we have here in Simply Nature, and she's asking what is the difference between the PPARS tablet and the PPARS Plus tablet.
Okay, let me take this one. Okay, the difference is that the PIPA Plus tablet is a newer formulation. All right. I won't. When we say new, it's still at least it's more than I think now it's more than 10 years old already. All right. Okay. What's the difference? The difference is in the PIPA Plus we added. Okay, we added grape skin. Actually, to be specific, red grape skin polyphenols. Hey, so what are polyphenols? They are what you find. Okay, polyphenols is like self-explanatory. Let me give you an example. I think one of the more famous polyphenols that most people recognize is resveratrol. All right. So resveratrol is one of the different types of polyphenols found in red skin that makes red grape skin so good for you. This is also the reason why the French drink red wine and it has lots of health benefits. It's really because of the polyphenols. And specifically, red grape skin polyphenols are superior to white or green skin grape skin polyphenols. That is why if you want the health effects, especially what they say that when you drink red wine is good for your heart, right? The benefit only comes from red grape skin, all right? And that's what we added onto the Simply Nature Pipa tablet plus tablets. Okay, so then of course you ask the next question. Why did we add it? And is the plus better than the regular? Then why would I ever take the regular if there is the plus? Okay, yes, the plus is in effect superior in the sense that it works in tandem with the PIPA agonist, and it has something extra in it, right? Now, why would you take the tablets and not the plus? Some people actually have how shall we say, sensitivity to resveratrol. All right. So those who are sensitive to red grape skin. So if you can't eat raisins, for example, and I believe Jen covered this before, SGPD, right? I'll let the pharmacist talk about the technical aspect. So for the two products, the main difference is the addition of grape skin polyphenols, and they are beneficial for you. So is the plus superior to the normal tablets? In short, yes, in a sense, because it has something extra. Now, why would you want to take the regular tablets and not the plus? I'll hand that over to Miss Jen.
Yes, we discussed that, I believe, the last episode of SNA also. So I personally have a client who has G6PD deficiency, and unfortunately, grapes are not allowed for them because of the blood clotting.
So there it is, right? So if you happen to be one of the categories of people, the G6PD deficient people, then plus would not be ideal for you. Another thing is that some of us may actually share the PIPA tablets with our furry animals, our dogs and pets. Okay, so another one to take note: dogs cannot eat grapes. So if you ever want to share your PIPA tablets with your dogs, get the regular one and not the plus. All right, so that's another reason. Okay.
Thank you, Sir Sean. Thank you, Miss Jen. All right, so the next question that I have here, also thrown to us privately by one of our viewers, question is it still okay to take Cleansing Plus even though the patient is a colon cancer patient?
Oh, actually, yes, and it's actually beneficial. All right, it's actually beneficial because for colon cancer you still have to move your bowels, right? You still have to how shall we say? You still have to make sure you go and you detox. Now, Cleansing Plus might actually help colon patients because Cleansing Plus makes your stool more soft. All right, so that's less abrasive and more gentle. It may be watery for those of you who take drugs. Right, so any cancer patient who take Cleansing Plus, you will notice that your poop is usually orange, yellow in color, and it may be more watery. That's a result of because your body is more acidic as well. And of course, the color of your poo-poo is actually indicative of your health condition. So if your poo-poo is actually yellowish or very, very light brown, it really means that you are taking a lot of drugs. So patients like cancer patients, you'll notice that your poo is of that color. So yes, it is helpful for those who are suffering from colon cancer, for example. I believe Dr. Johnson prescribes to his patients as well. All right. So if you take it and you don't feel comfortable or uncomfortable, give us a call, or and then we'll talk and we'll help you adjust according to your needs. But another reason why cancer patients ought to take cleanse, not just colon cancer, is because when you take chemotherapy or any of the drugs, constipation is one of the many, many side effects that comes from chemotherapy. So staying regular is actually very important for your immune system. Your gut health is actually the one that matures your immune cells. It's actually done in the gut. So you got to have regular bowel movements. Of course, another easy one is if you're a cancer patient undergoing radiation therapy, chemotherapy, and you're constipated, you're going to feel very uncomfortable. So being regular is part and parcel of keeping your mood up. That's where serotonin is produced. So many, many positive effects. Jen?
Miss Jenny.
Not Jennifer. Okay. Yeah, I just want to highlight the Sershan's answer that especially if you already have a tumor blocking your colon cancer, cleansing plus will really help in the smooth passage of your.
Yeah, well, I just want to also add some of the chemotherapy drugs actually entails constipation as well. So Cleansing Plus would definitely help with the journey.
So it's very practical, right? This is really very practical for cancer patients. Yeah.
Indeed, indeed. All right. So for the next question coming from Mr. Darrell, can emotional stress lead to health complications?
Oh,
Good question.
definitely. Oh, definitely, definitely. Emotional stress will lead to lots of health complications. In fact, actually, there's a huge book that's in my library behind me somewhere, that does a correlation. So it's not really like medical textbook, but it's a correlation, which means they observe um, emotional problems and statistically what are the common things that illnesses that associate with that. All right. So, for example, cancer patients often have cases of unforgiveness. Uh, it means that someone did you wrong and then you're so angry and you it's not that nobody forgive you, it's you needing to forgive someone. So here you're the good guy in the story, right? Many people may have taken advantage of you, you're unhappy, you feel bitter, unforgiveness. That often is a root cause for cancer. Now, when we talk about West in conventional medicine, it is well documented already that emotional stress will lead to health complications. Okay, so even for example, even placebo effect, right? Which means they give you a sugar pill and then you can get well thinking that it works. That is actually medication. So that shows that your mental state, whatever you believe and how you feel, actually has a very real impact on your health. And next, when we look at the traditional Chinese medicine, now Chinese medicine has a 5,000-year history. They have direct, how shall we say, there are immediate correlations between different emotions and different states of health in your organs. And believe it or not, in Chinese medicine, it's actually not too good to be too happy. So in Chinese medicine, it's actually you don't want to be too sad, neither do you want to be too happy. If you're overly happy all the time, then you run the risk of illnesses that are hyper in nature, right? So that's why the Chinese, when you look at the monks, they always talk about that balance, that peace, all right? So even or being overjoyous can have a negative impact. I guess you can see that in the movies, right? When someone gets so excited about winning the lottery, they get a stroke. Right? That's overly excitement. So that's where extreme cases show us that yeah, emotional stress does affect your health.
Complication. Miss Jen, would you like to add anything?
Yes, actually, I've also read that book by Mama Jazz. For me, I think it's a thyroid problem. Yeah. and then there's also a generational unforgiveness in your family.
Yeah, it's really
Mm,
interesting. In fact,
yeah.
one of my ninangs who is an integrative doctor, whenever she deals with a cancer patient, especially late stage cancer patient, the first question she'll ask is, "Do you want to get well?" And then, "Are you at peace with your family members?" Surprisingly, this is the first two questions that she will ask. But Jen, I'm curious, in pharmacology, right? When you all study pharmacology, has this ever been brought up in your syllabus at all? Emotional stress and its effects on pharmacology. I mean, does it actually affect the medicine that we use? Just curious.
I think I can also experience it personally. Like if you're anxious about something, like for example, an upcoming presentation, then you're stressed. Then there's a like effect on your GIT. Like you feel
Yeah,
somehow you want to diarrhea or vomit,
yeah,
and
that's true.
at the same time, all at the same time.
Yeah, yeah. So that's why emotional stress, yes, impact on your health.
All right. I couldn't agree more. I mean, if you are stressed, you are geared towards doing uh unreasonable things that could really harm you or your body as well. Now, the
Yeah.
next question is actually a little bit related to this one. Because the question is, I started stress eating when I get overwhelmed. How can PPARs help me solve the problem?
Okay. Um, Okay, it's just a very interesting thing. Even PPAR tablets actually has a calming effect. Okay. But this is in general. So I had a particular patient about 10 years ago, very interesting. The client actually bought PPAR tablets for diabetes. Diabetes, okay? And the funny thing is that the feedback is the patient stopped taking Prozac. So the patient was actually depressed. So she was taking Prozac to keep the depression away. Apparently, after taking PPAR tablets for diabetes, for blood sugar, she wasn't taking it for her depression. She was actually able to go off the Prozac. So that was an unusual effect. The next thing that another doctor of ours actually prescribed PPAR's extract, soft gel capsules to be specific, for brain disorders. So she actually brought me to Medical City in Ortigas because I had to be in the room to talk to the psychologist, all right, not psychiatrist, psychologist, which is the brain doctor, right? I had to explain what our PPAR extracts were so that it's safe and so on and so forth because the patient wanted to take it while the patient was in the hospital. And the hospital has very strict regulations about anything not from the pharmacy in the hospital. Okay, so at the end of the day, we got permission from the psychologist to allow the patient to take soft gel capsules. So what soft gel capsules did was to able to let this patient calm down. She was able to calm down, right? So it was a he, sorry. The patient was able to calm down without taking psychotropic drugs. So the thing about psychotropic drugs is that if you take it right, it makes your condition worse once you're off the drugs. So it calms you down in the main period, and you'll be zombified, right? So you'll be zombified. So I did ask Dr. Alhambra why she recommended our products for her schizophrenic patient because that's unusual even for us. You hear us talking about diabetes, about cancer, you hear us talking about blood cholesterol and things like that. And then she told us, oh, it's because all brain disorders has one component, which is neural inflammation in your brain. Okay, and that contributes to brain disorders. So if you're able to reduce brain or neural inflammation, it should help the condition. So that's exactly what happened. Sheila, I think I digress. So what was the question again? So that I make sure I answer it.
The question was, he started with stress eating when I get
Ah,
overwhelmed by stress. So how can PPARs
okay.
help him solve the problem? Stress
Okay,
eating.
so I wanna say one thing, right? So I told you all this. Yeah, it's related to stress, right? Same as a schizophrenic patient going hyper, right? It's the same. I wanna be very careful here. Simply Nature PPAR tablets and soft gel capsules can help your body to regulate the inflammation, which if you're stressed, your whole body definitely becomes inflamed. How do you know this? Anybody who has like Miss Jen or Jennifer today, whenever she's stressed, her psoriasis eczema breaks out. Okay, so definitely when you're stressed, your body gets inflamed. So we can, by taking Simply Nature PPAR tablets, it can help with the negative effects of stress on your body. Now, will it help you handle stress? It's very hard to say because stress is largely mental. There is that biological aspect to it, to calm down, but it's largely mental. And don't take medication for stress. Huh? I mean, I won't say don't. If your doctor gives it to you, then I guess you take it to calm yourself down. However, you have to know that anytime you take any drugs that affects brain disorders, they usually have very negative side effects once you start on it. All right, from things like sleeping pills, you try not to. Okay, so if you want to manage stress, you got to approach it from emotional management and mental. You have got to learn manage stress by wow, I can't go into it in full detail now, but it's got to do with I used to do programs to help people with such circumstances. So it's a lot to do with reframing, right? You got to reframe the thing that gives you stress. So for example, my grandma used to stress me out a lot. How many of you have a Lola or Lolo that all they do is yell at you and scream at you and always scolding, always complaining, very negative, and they love you. Your grandma loves you, but she's always very negative, complaining about how everybody did them wrong every day. They will bring up things 20 years ago. They'll tell you, oh, your mother is not a good daughter, never take care of me, things like that. You know what grandmas can complain about, right? So my grandma is such a person, Imagine she didn't speak to her sister for 20 years because they fought over a blanket. So it runs in their family. Yeah, Jen, But anyway, my grandma is very difficult to get along with. So I used to be stressed also when I'm around her. Then I found a hack. I started talking nonsense to her. Like she'll start scolding or complaining about, me or my mom or my dad, not taking care of her or whatever. She'll start complaining and then she'll be, and then I'll say to her, no, grandma, the sky is not pink. It's green today. And she looked at me, no, I'm talking about this. Then I said, oh, no, the sky is not green, it's pink now. And she's like, what are you talking about? And then I kept talking nonsense to her. And then after a while, she laughed and she said, you're just making fun of me. And after that, I'm not so stressed anymore. So I'm just sharing with you, stress is a lot about reframing. But if you are talking about you're very stressed, you have breakout pimples, you're worried about your health, you have hypertension because you're so stressed, you're overwhelmed by stress, will Simply Nature PPAR tablets help? Yes, the answer is yes. Okay, it's going to help with the inflammation in your body, reduce the damage to your body, all right, prevent those breakouts and all the negative effects, all right, helps with your hypertension, and if you eat when you're stressed, so it helps with your lowering your blood cholesterol because you're putting terrible food into your body. So it helps with all that. But you've got to solve it at the root cause, right? So you got to probably reframe the situation that gives you stress. And for your information, this is a very interesting one. Stress can make you fat. Yeah, this is crazy. I actually met a clinical nutritionist who is a he. He shared with me he had a client who ate very little. Opposite, when his patient is stressed, the patient that is a she. The patient is a she, the clinical nutritionist is a he. When his patient is stressed, she doesn't eat. Okay? She actually has no appetite when she's stressed, but she kept putting on weight. So it's really strange. You're not eating while you're putting on weight. Then he explained to me, when you're stressed, your body produces lots of cortisol, adrenaline, right? And that actually, when processed by the liver, becomes fat. So literally, you can become fat from stress. So I hope that gives you another reason to try and reframe the thing that causes you stress, and that might you have to hit it. You have to start from there. But yes, PEPA tablets and extracts can help you manage the negative impact of stress on your body.
Okay, that's very encouraging. I mean, stress is really inevitable. Ms. Jen, would you
Yeah,
like
and
to
I
add
think
anything?
all women, they will be like, now, oh, that's why I'm getting fat, because my boss is stressing me at work.
That's true. Stress eating can really make you fat. Because
Yeah,
like right now, I'm busy organizing the event for the SMX. So guys, you should come for all this stress, you know. And
yeah.
and when we're stress eating, we tend to go for the fast food ones. Like, oh, I've
Yes,
done a lot today. I deserve a McDo.
yes, yes, yes.
So
Because Jen, foods that are high in fat is very satisfying for the body. It makes you feel good, right? So that's why when you're very stressed, you want to feel good. You eat all these really fatty foods, oily foods. They make you happy, but it's really bad for you in a short and long run. Yeah.
so if you're stress eating, you should just chew the PPARS tablet.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's right. Pop more tablets. See if it affects your appetite. Actually, if you eat enough Simply Nature Pepper tablets, it can help to curb your appetite. Because you get all the nutrients you want. Then the rest is all you gotta reframe your mind about the thing that stresses you out. Yeah.
Yeah, stress also induces free radicals, and our PPARs has high content of antioxidants in it.
All
So
right.
there.
All right.
So, all right. So I guess this would be our last question. And I think the viewer is just wanting a reiteration because earlier we were talking about colon cancer. And the question is it also once again good for colon cancer that underwent in surgery, but now the colon has been placed back inside the body through CBAG? Can cleansing plus and tablets help? And how many tablets should I take in a day?
Wow, this is a good question to come to our SMX event because Dr. Jimmy is there. Dr. Jimmy is a oncological surgeon. Of course, he's also a general surgeon as well. So this is a really very specific question. Let me see. I want to I want to be careful in answering this question. Okay. Give me a minute, right? Let me check certain things. Maybe, Sheila, we can take another question.
Okay, all right. Just a second. All right, but just about this question because I've seen some of some patients in my son's hospital before who had this kind of procedure. I think that there is a specific period of time wherein a doctor would tell you that it's okay to proceed or to take certain supplements or medications that you have to really take. So there. Just a second. Let me just gather some question here.
Okay,
Okay.
actually, I remember Doc Johnson talking about
Oh,
it.
that's
Oh,
good.
great.
Yeah, so if your C bag, your colonostomy bag, is still attached to you, cleansing plus is just good for its prebiotic effect because there's no peristalsis because it just automatically goes there. But now, congratulations, ma'am, that it has been removed and your colon is back to normal. Cleansing plus will be very beneficial for you because it will reinduce the peristalsis and it has good bacteria. It has prebiotics that will help feed the good bacteria and lots of other components like insoluble fiber.
Yeah, I just did my check and the answer is yes, yes. The answer is yes and yes. In fact, fiber is very important for you right now, because fiber is actually a prebiotic, right? Not a probiotic. So for the listeners out there, what's the difference between a probiotic and a prebiotic? A probiotic is when they put bacteria in the supplement, right? You're drinking so that you put extra bacteria into your gut, like your commonly known Yakult, all right? A prebiotic is food for the bacteria, okay? So prebiotics are actually even more important than probiotics once your gut has already the microbiome. Okay, what do I mean by that? If you keep drinking probiotic, right, but they keep dying as well, you put a good bacteria in your stomach and then it keeps dying, then tomorrow you have to put new good bacteria in your stomach because it keeps dying. Okay, so it's like a person who, some people try to have a nice garden but cannot. The flowers they buy always die. then they always have to buy new plants, but the new plants don't survive, and they always have to buy new plants. Okay, so that is when you can't make when you're not making sure that the plants survive, all right? But if you actually are a good gardener, what happens is your plants don't die, so you don't need to buy new plants, okay? So that's what prebiotics are. Prebiotics are the food for your good bacteria. So if you don't feed your good bacteria any food, it will die. It will die off. That's why fiber is so important in a diet, because it actually is the food for your good bacteria. And Cleansing Plus has both soluble and insoluble fiber. It's gentle to use, so yeah, it's going to be very helpful for you. Oh, he asked how many. Okay, should you take PPA tablets as well? The answer is also yes. So PPA tablets also very good for other reasons. It's good for gut health as well. It's alkaline, um, helps with the detoxing. So all that is good. So how many a day? I would recommend at least 10 micro tablets twice a day. All right, for good effect. And now you've just gone surgery, you're coming, I mean, your surgery is over, your colon is back to normal. So I think you're also in that stage of your health, you want to build it up. You want to become extra strong, right? So this is why I would definitely recommend 10 micro tablets twice a day. And the Cleansing Plus, use it as comfortable. All right. So if you're comfortable with it once a week or twice a week or even 3 times a week, you adjust it to your comfort level and your own activity as well. Because when you take Cleansing Plus, yeah, I always take Cleansing Plus on a Friday night because I don't do anything on Saturday. So because once I take Cleansing Plus, yeah, I can hold it in. But even if you're holding in your bowel, it's not a comfortable feeling, diba. You don't have it, you won't poop immediately, but you were gonna look for a CR, right? You want to poop within the next 15-20 minutes. So you don't want that kind of feeling on a busy day. So manage your Cleansing Plus usage according to your lifestyle. Yeah. Jen, any advice?
Yes, it's actually gentle for daily use. So it also depends on how you want the effect to be. If it's for detoxing effect or is it for weight loss effects. So ask your assigned client service officer to know the proper dosage.
That's right. We give specific instructions on how you should intake or take the Cleansing Plus. Okay. All right. Well, I'm afraid that's all the time that we've got today. Don't worry, for those questions that we weren't able to answer today, we'll have it answered privately or throw them this question tomorrow night in our webinar. So at this point, as we wrap up, before we wrap up the program, I'd like to ask for a very quick parting words from the both of you. Who would like to start first? All right.
Start first. So I was just reading the comments. There is a viewer, Helen Lopez, who said, "Wow, thank you for the wow," but I don't know what did we say that wow you? You know, please share and let us know specifically so that we will know what we said that impacted you. I just wanted to also invite everyone to our live SMX event. On stage will be 3 persons, myself, Dr. Johnson, who's one of the top integrative doctors. All right. What's an integrative doctor? You have to be careful. It's not an abelera, okay? And many people think integrative doctor, it's not an alternative doctor, okay? Integrative doctors are medical doctors, full-fledged medicine, finished med school, worked in hospital, they are doctors, all right? However, they have, and their reasons are almost universal. It's almost, I would say, 90% of the integrative doctors I know. Why did they go into integrative medicine? Is because one day someone close to them was sick, and then the drugs that they normally use could not help their loved ones. Almost all the doctors that work with SimplyNature are like that. So then they had no choice, right? Even though they are doctors, the usual drugs that they are prescribing and usual methods, protocols used in hospitals and clinics is not working for their father or their mother. So no, out of love and desperation, they went to explore procedures that are not used in hospitals, right? Like for example, using lifestyle, using ozone therapy or Gerson therapy and things like that. And then it worked for their loved ones. They got well. And because of that, these doctors continue to explore non-hospital protocols, for example, using natural protocols to match with hospital protocols. So Dr. Johnson is one of the top integrative doctors. He works and supports patients who are undergoing chemotherapy and all that as well. And he knows all the drugs, so he knows the best combination. So he's going to be on stage. And of course, with Dr. Jimmy Katapia from Medical City, he is one of the top surgeons in the country, and he's very sought after. So you have three of us. You can ask us questions, from medical questions, very technical, to surgical questions, to questions on natural. And here's the beautiful part, right? Three of us are on stage at the same time. So if we say anything that is contradictory, that means I say A, he says B, you can raise your hand and say which of you is correct. and we will all be on stage, and we will have to talk it out. So I think that's one of the benefits of this, having people from different disciplines. You can actually get to your final answer, which you normally cannot, right? Because if you ask a doctor one thing and then you ask an integrative doctor, they may give you another answer and you don't know which is the right one. Well, when all of us are on the same stage, you will be able to get a final answer. So I want to encourage you, and it will always be very interesting, because the questions are live, and many times they immediately follow up. When we give an answer, they immediately follow up with another question, right? Linked to it. So it's going to be fun. So with that, I'll hand the time back to Sheila and Jen.
Thank you, Sir Shyan. Miss Jenny Macanjola.
Jenny, yeah, not Jennifer.
Yes.
As for my parting words, stress is already a given part of life. You cannot argue with that. You cannot always control what happens. But what we can control is how our body is prepared to handle it. So just like in elections yesterday, I hope you voted wisely, because our health also depends on the choices we make. Every day we cast our votes with what we eat, how we manage stress, how we care for our body physically, mentally, emotionally. Because long-term wellness doesn't happen by luck. It's the result of small, wise, consistent decisions.
Thank you. Thank you, Miss Jen. Thank you, Sir Shyan, for answering our questions for this afternoon. And of course, we look forward tomorrow night, okay, as we have another program to answer a lot more questions coming from our viewers out there. Now, please stay tuned until the end of the program, because we have a lot of fun and exciting announcements for all of you guys. Because if you or your loved one is battling any type of cancer or any health issue at all, remember, science is evolving and new treatments are emerging all the time. Keep informed and explore all available options. So don't forget to like our Facebook page, Simply Nature International, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. This is also to make sure that you'll get updated with our latest promos and events. Now, listen carefully, because I have some questions for you. Can biopsy make the cancer spread? Is your body strong enough to survive the surgery? Well, we are calling all cancer patients, survivors, and advocates, and yes, even doctors. This is your moment to gear up and reclaim your freedom from fear and uncertainty of illnesses. Happening this June 7 at SMX SM Aura at 8 a.m. is the face-to-face Simply Nature Health Seminar entitled Freedom from Cancer, Latest Strategies, and live panel with leading experts. Our panel of experts is composed of PPARS expert, lifestyle medicine doctor, integrative doctor, and surgical oncologist. Take advantage of the face-to-face AMA portion, where you can ask our doctors live during the event. Tickets are now available, and you can also buy through our website. Guys, our tickets through the face-to-face and our Zoom option is now also open. So what are you waiting for? Buy your tickets to this exciting event now. Now, you are in for a treat, because we have an exciting lineup of promos exclusive for direct and website orders only. Because if you buy a box of PPARS liquid extract, you will get a free bottle of PPARS tablet that is worth $1,950. Now, if you buy a jar of PPARS powder extract, you will get 5 sachets of Cleansing Plus for free. Guys, that is worth 800 pesos. Now, another exciting promo is if you buy 3 individual packs of soft gel capsules, you will get an extra pack of SimplyNature PPAR's capsule for free, which is worth 3,700 pesos. Now, amazing, right? All of these promos is up until May 31. But wait, there's more, because due to your insistent demand, we are having another round of 3-day free shipping, because if you buy a minimum of 3,000 pesos via website, okay, you can avail the free shipping promo. Guys, please visit now the www.simplynature.asia. And this promo runs from May 14 to 16. That's starting today up until Friday. So, experience the benefits of PPARs at an unbeatable price, because now is always the best time to take the best health, not only for yourself, but also for your whole family. So experience the benefit of this PPAR. So we hope to see you once again in our future webinars to come, which is tomorrow, Thursday night, May 15 at 7:30 p.m. on our regular Simply Healed webinar entitled Beyond the Lump. Now, thank you once again, everyone, and see you tomorrow night. And know that your victories over your health battles are what keeps us going. Because here in Simply Nature, we're always with you from start to healing. Thank you, everybody. Good afternoon and see you tomorrow. Bye.
Hi everyone, Shyan here. I'm very excited to announce our very first face-to-face in-person meeting for 2025. Freedom from Cancer. We will be exploring the latest strategies on fighting cancer, and there will be a live panel with the leading experts. You're going to have exclusive access to get straight answers to your cancer questions. On the panel will be myself to answer any questions you may have about the SimplyNature PPAR protocol. We have Dr. Jimmy Katapia, one of the top surgeons in Metro Manila, who will answer all your questions about surgery. Last but certainly not least is Dr. Johnson Kalalan, the top specialist in supporting cancer treatments. All 3 of us will be there answering your questions together. So no more confusion, no more conflicting answers. You will get clarity on June 7th, Saturday, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. SMX Aura. And also there will be cancer survivors who will be there to share their story and how they succeeded in fighting cancer. So once again, see you all June 7th at SMX Aura.